Woods from Cayman Brack, bringing you another Monday Musing. You know, at times when you're doing your best to obey the Lord and it seems like you're getting nowhere in your effort, it's common to begin to wonder if it's all worth it, if it's worth the time spent. You begin to think, why don't I just quit? Well, in moments when weakness tries or weariness tries to get the best of you, it's helpful to meditate on Galatians chapter 6, verse 9, which says, "And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not." The word weary in Galatians chapter 6, verse 9 is a Greek word, and actually it's a compound Greek word. The compound involves in, which means in, and kakos, which describes something evil. Here it's actually describing a person who is tempted to throw in the towel and quit, and so surrendering to evil. In this verse, God commands you and me not to surrender to any temptation to give up. He promises that in due season, a harvest will be reaped if we don't quit. The manifestation of what each of us is believing for will come to pass if we'll not cave in and give up. Now notice that God says the manifestation comes in due season. This tells us that each seed has its own set season, a specific individual time when the seed will produce its harvest. Even if the multiple seeds of various kinds are planted at one time, each has its own season to be reaped depending on the seed. Now, one seed produces in one set season, another seed is reaped in a different set season. Any farmer or gardener can tell you that. But no matter what season our seed is to be reaped in, God promises that if we're consistent, if we steadfastly keep sowing our seed in the ground and refuse to let weariness take us down, a time will come when we'll reap. And the words "we shall reap" describe a future fixed event. And so if a seed has been sown, a harvest is guaranteed to happen. If we stay on course, that is. And this is why Paul continued to say, if we faint not. The word faint is a Greek word that pictures a person who's become weary so that he feels like giving up and to forfeit what he's been waiting for so long and what he's so close to reaping. Pressures applied against such a person causes him to be tired and weary. And as a result, his grip is slackened and the thing that he's held on to and hoped for begins to slip from his hands. The result is loss. In the case of Galatians chapter 6, verse 9, he lost a harvest. Now the Message states this really clearly when it says, so let us not allow ourselves to get fatigued doing good. At the right time, we'll harvest a good crop if we don't give up or quit. The most common thing that causes a person to loosen his grip is weariness. That's why Paul urges us not to throw in the towel in times of spiritual weariness or physical weariness or mental exhaustion. It's exciting to plant seeds of faith, and it's really exciting when harvest comes. But in order to reach that point of reaping, you must hold on tight to what God has told you, and remember that your seed has a set season when it will produce if you don't disrupt that process. If God has given you a task to perform, if He showed you what He expects of you, a duty, a work in His kingdom to accomplish, He'll not leave you. He'll not forsake you. He'll be with you to the very end. If He asks you to do something, you can be sure that He'll give you the help and the strength to accomplish what He's asked of you. I want to assure you today that God's Word and His promises are absolutely true. And if you'll refuse to give up and quit, it's only a matter of time until your long-awaited blessing arrives. Well, it's been good visiting with you for this short time today, and I trust that this message has been encouraging to you and that you'll hold on, tie a knot at the end of the rope that seems to be hanging there, and just hang on. Don't let loose. Trust in the Lord. He'll not let go of you. He'll not forsake you. He's with you all the time. God bless you richly. Oh, and by the way, if you're here in Cayman Brac and you don't go to church anywhere, we'd love to have you come to either Spot Bay or Watering Place Churches of God Holiness. We know that you'll receive a warm welcome there, and we'd love to have you in our fellowship. God bless you richly.